I'm getting married, but my girlfriend of 8 years, Jessica, has no idea. She recently hired a new assistant, Ethan, and they clicked instantly, laughing and joking like old friends. For his birthday, Jessica ordered a massive 10-layer cream cake. At the party, they smeared it everywhere, completely ignoring my severe cream allergy. My throat tightened, my skin burned, and the room spun. Next thing I knew, I was in an ambulance, headed to the hospital. When I woke up, tubes in my arms and a dull ache in my chest, I was done. I agreed to the arranged marriage my family had set up, tired of waiting for a future Jessica never intended to give me. My mom was a whirlwind. The moment I got home from the hospital, fumbling with the facial recognition lock, she sent me a dozen wedding plans. I scrolled through them, each option a reminder of the life I'd been denying myself. Her last message hit like a punch. Mom always knew you and Jessica wouldn't last. 8 years is too long to string someone along. It's not too late to snap out of it. I've had these plans ready. The wedding's in 3 days. Take your time packing. Everyone saw the truth except me. I'd been tangled in Jessica's empty promises, her warm smiles that always came with a someday. Mom, pick whatever you want. Keep it simple, I texted back, my voice hollow even in my head. Jessica appeared behind me, catching the word wedding. She choked out, "Wedding? What wedding?" Her eyes, once my anchor, darted with confusion. She tried to peek at my phone, but I pocketed it. As she reached for it, her phone rang. In the still night, I heard a panicked male voice. "Jessica, I went to grab something and someone's following me. I'm scared. I can't shake him." Jessica's face shifted to concern. "Don't worry, Ethan. Find a lit area, maybe a security desk. I'll be right there." She hung up, forgot the wedding, and bolted, her footsteps echoing down the hall. I stood there, unfazed, the weight of 8 years settling like dust. I called my aunt to say goodbye. My parents moved away a decade ago for their business, so my aunt raised me. Jessica lived next door. That's how we met, her teasing grin pulling me in like gravity. When my aunt remarried and moved, I didn't want to burden her, so I moved in with Jessica. Temporary became 8 years, each one blurring into the next. My aunt was shocked but happy when I mentioned marriage. "To Jessica? About time." I shook my head, a wry smile tugging at my lips. "No, it's arranged. I don't even know her." She paused, her voice soft. "Are you sure? I thought Jessica was crazy about you. Should I talk to her?" I laughed, bitter but resolute. "No need. We were never official. Just something for 8 years. If I don't end this, I'll waste my life." She realized we'd never been a real couple, despite sharing a home. Her silence said it all, but she supported my choice. I set a 3-day countdown on my phone, a quiet promise to myself. The next day, I had Mom send a package of local specialties to my aunt as a thank you and goodbye. That evening, a truck of boxes arrived for her place. I ran into Jessica again. Ethan, polished and charming, trailed Jessica, both carrying grocery bags like a couple settling into a new life. My aunt, coming downstairs, saw them and nearly asked something, but I cut her off. "Mom sent stuff for you. Check the expiration dates." I didn't glance at Jessica, my eyes fixed on the truck. Jessica spoke up, defensive. "Don't get it wrong. Ethan's place wasn't safe, so I helped him find a new one. I didn't know Auntie lived here. Why so much stuff?" I shrugged, my voice flat. "Mom bought it. She doesn't know when she'll visit next." Jessica relaxed, thinking I wasn't suspicious. "The north suburbs aren't far. Let me know if you want to visit." She didn't know I was leaving. My aunt's face darkened as she watched Jessica fuss over Ethan, adjusting his jacket like it was second nature. Ethan broke the silence, claiming he was tired. Jessica told the driver to pause unloading and rushed him to the elevator with their groceries. I stepped aside, and her eyes flickered with surprise before she stepped in, the doors closing with a soft thud. I saw my old self in Ethan, back when Jessica doted on me, moving my stuff into her place with a grin, saying, "Welcome to your future home, future man of the house." My aunt sighed, regret in her eyes. "Sure you don't want me to talk to her? It'd be a shame if this was a misunderstanding." I shook my head, my jaw tight. "No misunderstanding. If she hasn't explained by now, that's the answer." After helping my aunt, I texted Jessica, asking when she'd be back. She replied with a voice message, Ethan's voice, overly sweet. "Ryan, Jessica's helping with my apartment wiring. It's a lot since it's new. Go home, don't wait." Another followed. "Don't misunderstand. Jessica's just helping me out. I'm alone in the city, that's all." In the Uber, Jessica called. "Why were you rude to Ethan? He's my assistant. What's wrong with helping him? At the party, you were cold, saying you felt sick. Now you're making a scene?" I heard Ethan's muffled sobs, his innocent act crumbling. "My bad," I said, voice flat. "I was just asking. You're busy, don't worry." I left. I hung up. Back home, Jessica's work group chat was blowing up. Ethan posted a photo of Jessica fixing his wiring, captioned, "Who has a boss like this? Lifetime contract, please." Comments gushed, "Never seen the boss like this. Future CEO's husband posted this. Wake up." I used to help Jessica's company for free before Ethan. I forgot to leave the chat. Seeing this hurt more than I expected, a knife twisting in my chest. I deleted the chat and left the group. My decision to leave felt final, like cutting a rope I'd been clinging to. In the apartment that never felt mine, I found a photo album, snapshots of 10 years with Jessica. She'd promised after 9,999 surprises, we'd marry. The album, custom made for 9,999 photos, had one blank page left. It would stay empty, a silent testament to her broken promises. I carried it outside and set it on fire. The flames licked the pages, each photo curling into ash. Our first trip to the coast, the late-night coffee runs, the way she'd laugh at my terrible puns. Jessica came home, saw the flames, and lost it. She shoved me down, reaching for the album, but the fire was too hot. She stomped on it, screaming, "You're crazy! We made those memories for 10 years, and you destroyed them." I stood, brushing dirt off my jeans, the fire's glow warm on my face. There were bugs inside, cockroaches, so I burned it. She froze, her anger faltering. "Are you okay? I'm sorry. We were going to show these at our wedding. Why didn't you wait for me?" "I know I've been busy," she added, staring at the fire, her voice softer. "I didn't want to bother you." Her regret felt hollow, like a script she hadn't rehearsed. I pulled away from her embrace, her jasmine perfume stinging my nose. "If you feel bad, throw me a birthday party." My allergy always limited my birthdays, leaving me on the sidelines. With 2 days left, I wanted one last memory, even if it was a lie. Panic flashed across her face. Her phone rang, "Ethan." "Work emergency," she muttered, rushing off without another word. I knew who it was, and I didn't care. The next morning, decorators arrived. Ethan showed up, saying he designed the party. It was a copy of his birthday, gaudy balloons, cream-heavy desserts, nothing I could touch. Later, he smirked, his wrist flashing my lost watch, the one Jessica gave me years ago. "What do you think? Up to your standards?" "Secondhand stuff suits you," I snapped, my voice ice cold. He grabbed a glass ornament, smashed it, and screamed as shards cut his foot. Jessica slapped me. "Enough!" Ethan took time off to help. "If you don't like it, do it yourself." She carried him out, leaving me in the wreckage of a party that wasn't mine. By morning, no one came. Jessica had been my only friend for 10 years, my world shrinking to fit her. When the cake arrived, I cut a slice, lit a candle, and wished to never see her again. I couldn't eat it, my allergy always an afterthought to her. The candle flickered, and I blew it out, the room heavy with silence. As my countdown ticked, I grabbed my suitcase and left. At the airport, I texted Jessica, "We're done. Don't contact me." Her calls flooded in, but I blocked her. Scrolling social media, I saw she'd changed her profile picture. The sketch I made 8 years ago, our initials intertwined, was gone, replaced by a photo with Ethan's aesthetic, all sharp angles and vibrant colors. A post I'd read online echoed, "When a woman changes her profile picture after years, there's another man." My fingers trembled as I deleted her from my life, 10 years of chats and memories vanishing in a blink. My aunt texted, wishing me safety. I replied, telling her not to worry. On the plane, 3 hours let me replay 10 years, every laugh, every fight, every moment. I convinced myself she'd choose me. Landing, I wiped my face, hiding tears, and checked my reflection to make sure no one could tell. My parents waited with gifts. Dad took my suitcase. Mom hugged me, tears in her eyes. "Our Ryan's grown up. You're home. Don't leave again." Dad grinned, clapping my shoulder. "The woman I picked for you is great. They live close. If she wrongs you, come home. We've got you." I hugged Mom, a smile breaking through. For 10 years, they'd begged me to return, but Jessica's plans, like her family's New Year gathering, always came first. Now I was here, ready for whatever came next. The small coastal town my parents had settled in smelled of salt and pine, a far cry from the city's concrete and noise. Their house, a modest 2-story with a wraparound porch, felt like a memory I'd forgotten. Mom fussed over me, piling my plate with food I could actually eat, no cream, no risk. Dad kept joking about the perfect match they'd found, but I could see the worry in his eyes, like he wasn't sure I'd stay. That night, alone in the guest room, I unpacked my suitcase. Tucked inside was a single photo I hadn't burned, a blurry shot of me and Jessica at a carnival, her head thrown back in laughter. I stared at it, then tore it in half, letting the pieces fall into the trash. I wasn't that guy anymore, the one who'd wait forever for her to notice him. The next morning, Mom introduced me to Lila, the woman they'd chosen. She was a marine biologist, with sharp eyes and a quiet confidence that caught me off guard. We met at a cafe overlooking the ocean, the kind of place Jessica would have called too boring. Lila didn't fill the silence with chatter. Instead, she asked about my life, not the polished version, but the messy truth. I told her about the city, my allergy, the album I burned. I left out Jessica's name, but Lila seemed to understand. "You sound like someone who's been carrying a lot," she said, stirring her coffee. "What do you want now?" I didn't have an answer. For 10 years, my wants had been tied to Jessica. "I guess, to figure out who I am without her," I admitted. She nodded, no judgment. "That's a good start." We spent the afternoon walking the beach, talking about her work with coral reefs and my old job helping Jessica's company. Lila didn't push, but her questions made me think about the hobbies I'd abandoned, the friends I'd lost touch with, the life I'd let slip away. For the first time in years, I felt seen, not as a prop in someone else's story, but as me. Back home, Mom was giddy, but I tempered her excitement. "I like her, but I'm not rushing into anything." The arranged marriage was still on, set for a small ceremony in a week. But Lila and I agreed to take it slow, to build something real. I wasn't ready to love again, not yet, but I was open to trying. A few days later, my aunt called. She'd heard from a mutual friend that Jessica's company was struggling. Ethan had taken over more responsibilities, but his work was sloppy, and clients were leaving. Jessica had tried calling my old number, leaving voicemails about needing to talk. My aunt forwarded one to me, against her better judgment. Jessica's voice was frantic, apologetic, but it wasn't about me, it was about her business, her reputation. She needed my help to fix things, like I was still her unpaid assistant. I deleted the message without replying. Let her figure it out with Ethan. I wasn't her safety net anymore. The wedding was simple, just family and a few of Lila's friends. I didn't wear a suit, jeans and a linen shirt felt more honest. Lila wore a sundress, her hair loose, and when she smiled at me during the vows, I felt a flicker of something new. Not love, not yet, but possibility. After the ceremony, we danced on the porch, the ocean humming in the background. Mom cried, Dad clapped me on the back, and for the first time in years, I didn't feel like I was running from something. A month later, I started working at a local bookstore, something I'd always wanted to try, but never did, because Jessica thought it was beneath me. I liked the quiet, the smell of paper, the way customers shared bits of their lives. Lila would stop by after her shifts, and we'd talk over coffee, slowly building a rhythm. She never asked about Jessica, but one day, I told her everything, not to confess, but to let it go. You didn't just leave her, Lila said, her eyes steady. You chose yourself. That's harder than people think. I nodded, the weight of her words settling in. I'm still figuring out what that means. She smiled. You've got time. One evening, I got a package from my aunt, a small box of my old things she'd found. Inside was a keychain Jessica gave me years ago, engraved with forever. I walked to the beach, the waves crashing under a fading sunset, and tossed it into the water. The tide swallowed it, and I didn't look back.